The first defeat from Padimitriou when I got knocked out, it took me 2 years to sleep. For 2 years I kept seeing him in front of me. Just like I said.
Does Papa Dimitriou know that?
I don't know if he knows and I don't care if he knows. The point is that I know that no matter how many people I beat, I always wanted him. You understand? No matter how many I had beaten before we played again, I wanted Papa Dimitriou. I want to fight. I really want to fight when I get in the ring. Of course I want to win, but I also want you who come to watch me to be satisfied. You understand? I won't play it safe. I'll go into the fire. I like it, even if I get burned, all that's fine. But who's gonna pay you? And who are you? You can't just start for a year. You should tell me, coach, find me a sponsor. I don't want to fight this guy and get 10,000 euros. I want that too.
Also, do you think I look like Boyka?
Yes, a lot of people have told me that, but the difference is I actually fight. Boyka is an actor.
Actor.
Let me put it more simply. I really love kickboxing. How much simpler can I say it?
As you came to the meeting, my name is Artaklis Konstantinos. I am the founder of SafeStar and today my guest. He is one of the most accomplished Greek athletes in kickboxing with over 20 years of experience and has fought hundreds of matches abroad and in Greece. He is Meletis Kakoubavas, also known as Nightmare Meletis.
Good morning, Kostas.
It's my honor.
Thank you. I enjoyed being in beautiful Chalkida.
Can I say it's a very nice place?
It's a new place. I've been here for the past few years. I made it exactly as I imagined. I hope we'll move on to something better soon.
So, I want to ask you a lot of things. Usually I start the conversation by asking about your childhood. Where were you born?
Really? Very nice. Look, both of my parents are from abroad. My father was Georgian. My mother is Greek, but I lived in Kazakhstan. I came to Greece when I was very young. I lived in Athens. I came when I was 3 years old. In Greece, I am Greek. And since I was 3, until now, at 36 years old, I live and work in Chalkida.
Why did you come to Greece?
My mother was Greek. Back when the war was happening, because of the war, we also ended up in Greece.
Is that what Mr. Valerios, I think, had mentioned to me? Leonidas? You mean with the Soviet Union?
Exactly, that's it. I won't go into details because of the war.
Yes, do you remember those scenes?
Very little, very few things. And most of them after talking with my parents. It's not that I have memories.
When you came here financially, how many of you were there?
I don't think anyone comes from abroad and is financially comfortable. Refugees, bravo. My parents lost their jobs, so we started and my parents did other jobs. All right, those were tough years. When you are from another country and you come to Greece.
You didn't know Greek either?
You didn't know Greek? My mother spoke a little Greek. My father learned it along the way, like all the refugees.
So in general, did you live poor years, would you say?
Yes, I lived through hard years. Poor. I wouldn't say that because as a child I didn't miss anything from my parents.
Did you do whatever you wanted, more or less?
I've learned to manage with both little and plenty.
Did you have to work from a young age?
No, I finished school. I used to work during the summers. I worked as a student. Always during the summers, I did various different jobs. I never had a specific job. I worked everywhere, even at the street market, and completed refrigeration school. I just worked.
So you wanted to have your own money?
Yes?
Or did they give you things?
No. It was purely my own choice. I wanted an extra income so I could be a bit more comfortable in my daily life.
Would you like to tell me when sports started in your life?
I started when I was 13 or 14, around that age. It was my own choice. I also went to other schools with different martial arts, and when I was younger I played soccer, but it didn't fulfill me. I went and saw other martial arts too. I don't need to say what I saw. They didn't fulfill me. Until I joined a club. Back then it was the Mormocus Chokidas, and I met Mr. Tsalas Tassos, my first coach, and I said, I'm staying here, that's it.
Was there some internal reason, like bullying or something? I don't know.
maybe subconsciously. I was looking for something combative that would fulfill me. Maybe as a young boy, I wanted to feel stronger at the time. Why do we call it bullying? Insecurities? I can't really say.
Were you bullied by other students or classmates?
Okay, look. Bullying has always existed. It's just more well known now, and there are boundaries. In the past, I can say that kids were even a bit harsher in the way they made fun of others, in their behavior. I experienced what they call bullying, but how can I explain? Did I move on by myself?
Yes, that.
Did I get over it on my own?
Did it make you all stronger?
Yes, I had the strength and I got over it. That part about bullying, which I think all of us have moments when we felt bullied, now the word bullying has become very well known. Everyone at a young age has been in groups where they weren't wanted, where they were made fun of. Everyone has gone through that. Some endured it more, others less, and it broke them.
But it's not like you had to learn how to fight to go, right?
No. I wouldn't say that's why I started. Not for that reason. Look, maybe most people, the movies I watched fulfilled me, you know? I mean, back then we had Bruce Lee, we watched those movies and wanted to be like him. Until one time I saw Mike Tyson on television and I said, that's how I want to be.
Was Tyson at his peak then?
Well, in 2004, 2003, okay? He wasn't at his peak. No, his peak was when I was born. But he was the most famous boxer on the planet.
Were you born in 89?
1989.
All right then, so did you have role models who gave you those?
I admired role models. I didn't have role models. I admired them and wanted to be like them.
You didn't have any posters in your room?
I don't remember. Maybe I did.
So you're starting kickboxing?
Kickboxing, yes, at 14 years old, kickboxing. At the same time as boxing, we were working on both. We competed in both. I've competed in championships in both kickboxing and boxing.
Your coach that you mentioned to me,
Yes, George Chalas.
was he the good foundation?
Was he the best foundation?
Did you understand why you might go as a coach and they might...
I was unlucky, while everyone else in Chokira was lucky. Those of us who stayed and became good players because there was a very strong core, we were quite a few people, both competitive and professionals. Along the way, I developed in the sport and continued.
Do you remember the first match?
Yes, I remember the first match. I played very early. How soon? In the first semester, maybe even sooner. Okay, I didn't have a very good performance, but I played, I lost, and in the second match I lost too.
Did we say you were under 16?
No, under 14. I started at 14. Over there, I played when I was 15, 16 years old. By then, I had gained confidence. I was playing good matches, tough matches, and at 15, I entered the professional level. I fought bare knuckle for the first time at 15. In a very short period, I was fighting matches without any protection.
So, tell me, what made you stay in this sport? Did you want to become the best? To become the champion? How did you see it when you were young?
Look, when I was young and started playing as an amateur, I used to watch the older guys play. I used to say, I want to fight in the ring too. When I started fighting in the ring, I watched professional matches and thought, I want to fight in a professional match too. When I started fighting in professional matches, I watched the main events and said I want to be in the main event too. They came gradually.
Because someone might come in now and tell you they want to go and fight.
As they say, but they're just saying it. It doesn't work like that. It's not that easy. You have to look at each athlete's history. You can't just open your computer, look at Kobe Bryant and say, I'm going to be like that, or like Mike Tyson. You can't do that.
Were you working at the same time?
Since I finished school, yes, I was working in gyms, in different jobs.
Doesn't that mean your matches made you money?
Not enough to make a living from them? No, that's a myth. I didn't have sponsors, nor was I a full professional. I was forced to work. There were people who helped me, but they helped me just for one race. You can't compete every month. What can you do with 12 races a year? And getting crumbs, it's still not easy. And if you get injured, then you definitely need to have some source of income. That's why many talents in Greece quit. Greece has a lot of talents, but they can't make a living from it. I guess you could say I was lucky. I took it to the extreme and I managed to do it.
Did you push yourself a lot?
I pushed myself a lot and turned my hobby into a profession, and then through competitive sports. I became a coach. I am a coach.
Had you ever reached the point where you wanted to quit?
And for quite a while, I have.
I mean, before all this worked out, like when you were younger, having to work and training wasn't working out. I don't know, how do you see it?
Yeah, mostly financially, I didn't really see it, and it's like a fairy tale, I guess. People mostly say that I quit because they don't pay me. Yeah, but is it worth it for them to pay you? You get it? Don't you need to be somewhere to get paid? I went through that phase too, thinking I should just quit. It's not right, there's no money. Who was I to demand money? You understand? I would quit, but then the flame wouldn't go away and I would go back to the gym.
A lot of people who start, or let's say with some competitions, say they want a sponsor and all that.
Look, times have changed. The last decade is completely different from what it was a decade ago, from the previous generation of athletes.
For these things.
No, not then. Now, I don't know. Now athletes demand sponsors. They want to be paid well for all that, but who will pay you and who are you? You can't just start 1 year and tell me, coach, find me a sponsor, or I want to play with this guy and get 10,000 euros and I want it. Do you understand?
We'll talk about the difference later, so you can see how the sport has evolved. But let's move on now. So tell me, since you had thoughts of quitting, what kept you going? Was there a particular match that changed your career? What happened that made you stay?
Look, over the years, I've quit many times, meaning there were several months when I didn't go to training. I did other things, maybe out of reaction, age, but it didn't fulfill me. I felt like something was missing. That I can't do anything else as a show. To put it simply, I really love kickboxing. How else can I say it? I really love it. That's why I kept coming back.
But you also told me something earlier, that no matter how much you love it, you also have to live, meaning you have to make money from it. So there's also that you have to...
If you really love it, find a way.
So is there going to be a way?
Find a way. Yes, find a way. Okay, there are also situations where you can't get involved. You understand that it's very difficult for someone to train, want to play professional matches, and work 12 or 15 hours. But some people do it.
You also mentioned working nights.
I worked for a short period of time.
How did you manage, especially when you needed good sleep?
I wasn't sleeping well.
Did that set you back at night?
Anyone who says it doesn't set them back is lying. It's impossible. It's very hard, but it was necessity that made me work at night. I didn't do anything extreme. I was working at a shop until I could save up some money and stop. I was waiting for a job to open up at a gym, so there was a period in my life when I was working at a nightclub in Athens.
Let me ask you, in general, was there a job you went to do that matched with kickboxing? Something that would be easier for you instead of working somewhere else and being comfortable?
In gyms, when it comes to teaching, what's easier than having a class, a room full of athletes?
Did I do that later on?
I did that later on. Yes, I did it later.
But when did it cross your mind that you would do all this? I mean, to become a coach? Did some years go by, or did you always have it in your mind since you were young that you would become a champion and then create your own place?
I've always had a lot on my mind. You can't express it all. Along the way, of course, there were others. There were people who helped me, who guided me in the right direction. Nikos the Cretan told me, sit down, work, school. What are you going to do with your life? Salas sold me on the school, you know. They helped me, they pushed me in the right way. They supported me properly, and the decision I made was the right one. So I went back to Chalkidia again, because in Athens I got the gym, I did something bigger, And the other thing he mentions is work, 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 work. Nothing comes on its own.
For sure. And what they say about luck isn't true, I believe. It's all choices, isn't it?
No, there's no such thing as luck. There's work.
So I'll ask you about studying competitions abroad. Do you remember, in general, what are you proud of?
Because I've said it in another interview, I'm always proud when I step into the ring. Always, always. As long as I've made it to the point where I get to fight, I'm proud. There are many matches. Every match has something special. Every match has something unique. In every match, I have something to remember. All my journeys were very lively, very nice. It's not someone specific. Yes, I remember America, I remember Japan, where I lost. It was a journey of a lifetime, a great experience. I came back from a defeat, but what I saw was like I had won 10 matches. You understand, you come back more experienced.
Have you ever gone feeling scared?
To be afraid to play. I don't think we get scared to play at our level. You're not afraid of getting hurt. You're more worried about your image.
Not to fall down?
No, not your image, your performance. Why fear a knockout? I've been knocked down and knocked others down. It's just a hit, nothing to fear. I'm afraid of the performance. Do you understand? I'm not so afraid of getting hit by you. I'm afraid of the performance, my image. It's what we say. How will I be that day? Will I be okay? Will the game suit me? These are the things I think about before I play. Call it fear, call it anxiety. There's a feeling. I can't say that I'm afraid of Costas hitting me. I'm afraid of my performance.
I'll take you to another topic now. To take you there. Now, it's a bit weird, but it just came to me. When you fight, for example,
Yes,
it can be in or outside the ring. Are you afraid of your abilities, that you could kill someone else?
no, I'm not afraid. I get in the ring for that reason. We don't comment on that.
It's not that you're generally calmer, that you should be calmer.
Because you know, you can... Are you talking to me about the ring?
In general. In life?
The ring looks different outside.
In the ring, you'll never be calm.
In the ring, there are rules. Outside, there are no rules. I'm not an expert to tell you what happens outside. In the ring, you have your own experts. I'll talk to you about the ring, Not even in the ring can I say that I'm calm. I want to fight. I really want to fight when I get in the ring. Yes, of course I want to win, but I also want you, who are watching, to be satisfied. You'll see me. Do you understand? I won't play it safe, I'll go into the fire. I like it even if I get burned. That's how it is. After all, I think that's what got me this far.
So let's move on to a topic now. How did the nickname Nightmare come about? Did your coach mention it?
No, Nightmare was given to me by Polychronatis during one of my matches. It's been many years now, I don't remember where I fought. But when he came into the locker room and saw my opponent lying on the ground, he said that my opponent had lived through a nightmare. And Polychronatis said, "We'll call him Nightmare," and he gave me the nickname Nightmare, and since then I've been known as Nightmare.
So, do you want to tell me a bit about your achievements, about the belts, the world titles?
Yes, I have quite a few belts. You saw them up there. Look, let me tell you, the biggest belt I won, and my first belt was in England at an event called Infusion, where they clearly took me there as a victim, so their athlete could win. Because when we go abroad, they don't love us, they won't help us. When the opponent comes to Greece, we don't try to make the opponent win, we want the Greek to win. That's how it was when we went abroad too. They took defeat for granted.
So they set you up and you still won.
They didn't set me up. I'm not saying you'll play against someone you don't know. That's your opponent. You play. I play 5 rounds. You fight for a belt. I fought. It was an honor for me. I was really chasing an international career. I won. I knocked him out. It was my first belt, and I fought for other belts too. Then there was the FFC, a big event, a huge event, where I won the belt by knocking out Petey. and from Padimitri. I won a belt that was local at Best Fighter at KGP. Every belt has its own value. They're all my favorites. I don't have a specific one.
Can you talk a bit about knockouts? Since you've done it, you've scored a lot of knockouts. How do you manage to do that? How does someone score a knockout? Is there a specific technique, something you know more about?
When it comes to technique, it's all about timing. A knockout is a strike that you don't see coming. For someone to get knocked out, you have to catch them at the right moment. I usually score knockouts by countering. When my opponent attacks, I look for the right moment when he's open to land my shot. After that, power and explosiveness also play a role. The explosiveness that you have.
They typically get hit more at the end, after the rounds.
At that point, both are tired, but the hits aren't as strong. It's just that you make more mistakes there. Your hands drop, you don't have a good stance, you can't get enough oxygen, while when you're fresh, you have much more resistance to hits. While at the end, you see that we're staggering.
I'll ask you the same question I asked you off camera about knockouts. I had asked you if you were ever afraid that after a knockout you delivered, the other person might die.
Look, I wasn't afraid at that moment, as I told you before, but later on, when there was a problem with the guy's head, yes, I got scared.
From before?
We don't really know if he had it from before or if the hematoma appeared at that moment. Okay, I got anxious. It's normal after the match. When you go down, you just hope nothing bad happens to him, God forbid.
You just want to win?
Just to win. Yes, in the best way, for me the best way is the knockout. That's what stays with you. When you go to watch 10 matches, what will you remember? The knockout.
So it doesn't cross your mind that the other person might get seriously hurt?
No, not during the match. I don't think it crosses anyone's mind at a high level.
It's not possible either. If you're thinking about that?
No, that's not possible. I think exactly the opposite, so that I can do you controlled harm.
So let's move on to another topic now. We've covered the competitions abroad. Now, in general, I'm going to lead you to this question. Regarding trophies, belts, when you see your trophies, your belts, your medals, all of these, in general, do you respect them? How do you think about them?
What you see here is what it is.
Because I've caught others too.
With sweat and blood.
Others have given them.
Like a medal and like a cup, it doesn't mean much to me, but it's the memories it holds and the experience behind it. Yeah, memories stay. These are just pieces of metal, they'll rust. They don't care about that, those who give them, that they're just pieces of metal. I like them because they decorate the space.
All right, since we've talked about that, let's move on. Now, about when you became a coach.
Yes.
When did you say, I can be a proper coach? So what happened that made you do this?
Costas, I'm not a proper coach. Every day I learn until I die, I'll be learning from my athletes.
Yes, but don't you also need to have experience?
And from other coaches as well. Of course, I try to use my own experience and the experience of my coaches, because you definitely pick up things from coaches and from coaching schools, because I studied the sport. Every day I feel more experienced. I haven't said yet that I'm the perfect coach. Anyone who says that is wrong. You learn every day. At a young age, he started coaching at 26 years old.
So you have 10 years, or actually more than 10 years?
Yes. I had a team from Parama.
That's because I believe if you're going to become a coach, you have to go through being an athlete first. Isn't that right?
It's difficult to combine both, but not impossible. It's difficult, but not impossible. I managed to combine them because I really like the competitive part. I enjoy all of it, experiencing it, playing, getting bruised afterwards. And I also really like the coaching part. I mean, I want it to continue. That's what fulfills me.
So before 26, were you working in other jobs?
Yes, I was working, yes.
So after 26, did you become a coach?
Yes.
Any kind of school?
I used to work in Parama there.
Did you have the first shift?
Yes, I had the first shift.
I'm telling you because you were competitive too.
I trained with them, then I went to Wright, now I trained with them, then I went for training, me. I got a phone call, and that call told me that I have to go back to Chalkida and take over the school in Chalkida if I want.
But how does that happen? I mean, from Athens, you know that.
Look, let me tell you, I grew up in Chalkida. I left for work in Athens. I had some problems in Chalkida, nothing serious. I just wanted to see what life is like in Athens.
Did you get bored already?
What do you mean bored? I wanted to see what life is like in Athens. Look, during the time I was in Athens, I got married and had a child.
Are you talking now?
I got married at 26, and at 27 I became a dad.
Others still live with their parents.
That's an issue that brings 3 interviews together. And I didn't want my son to grow up in Athens. I didn't like it that much. I didn't like the pace of Athens. It's very stressful. I think you spend half your life on the road. So I decided to come back, to take over the school where I grew up. And since then I've been here and I've done what you see here.
But weren't you here?
No, that's just this last year. In Chalkida, I was in the center of Chalkida.
Isn't that considered here?
I'm a bit further out. That was inside.
The same people come.
Of course, the same people have increased. Yes, people come, people leave again, people come. That's how it is with fighters. There's always a core, and people change, people come.
Anyway, what you're telling me is not something many people do. I mean, a lot of people say, I'll be an athlete, that's it.
Look, if he can make a living from it, good for him. I hope he can be an athlete.
I mean, don't become a coach, stay an athlete.
I wouldn't become one at such a young age, but at my age now, of course I would. I just wouldn't do it so young. I would keep chasing it more. What they say about chasing the dream, I would chase it as far as only God knows.
Yes, because there are also older people, right?
There are. The good life, you know, food, sleep.
Did you live a good life?
Yes, I lived a good life.
So let's go now. Do you want to talk about your place regarding the subject?
No, this is my place, yes. What do you want to talk about?
That's it.
This is the place.
It was an investment.
It's not the place that makes the athletes, but the athletes that make the place.
Did you have such facilities back then?
No. We were in those classic hardcore basements. Later, I went to a huge gym. I was training at the Kritikos camp. Well, that place was something else. Very modern equipment, lots of people. I arrived in Chalkida and brought everything together.
Let me take you to a strong topic now. I want you to tell me about opponents who have stuck in your mind, like the ones you've played against and thought, these guys were really worth it.
By name?
Yes, if you want.
Look, it's a lot. I'll tell you a bit further back about players that I think really deserved it. They deserved it, but Mikalopoulos. Do you know Yannis Mikalopoulos? Amazing. I've played with him 5 times. An amazing player. Of course, Papadimitriou. Florian, are we discussing Greece or should I mention foreign players too? There are so many. Now, each one has made their own path. The guys have built their careers.
I'm telling you, I mean...
Like, who with me?
Did they hurt you a little too?
I've been hurt even by players I've beaten. It doesn't matter.
I mean, they hurt you, not psychologically.
Every match has its own weight. Every match that hurt me psychologically. The way it was, the weight was heavy. It was in Japan, the K1 of Japan. The weight was heavy, I don't know why. Everything seemed foreign to me there. There were a lot of people. There were 20,000 people. I don't know, maybe 18,000 people.
So you said all the athletes were top level?
Yes, everyone there was top level. Maybe I was more emotionally charged.
Papadimitriou told me.
Ah, you mean one of my losses, not a match?
Yes, something that brought you down.
What do you mean, I'll say it? The first loss to Papadimitriou, when I got knocked out. It took me 2 years to sleep. For 2 years I kept seeing him in front of me. Just like I said.
Does Papadimitriou know that?
Whether he knows or not doesn't matter. What matters is that I know. No matter how many people I beat, I always wanted you to understand this. No matter how many I had beaten, until we played again, I wanted Papadimitriou.
So now, if you played against him, would you beat him as hard as you could?
Look, let me tell you, you brought it up. I think I got my revenge, you know? Of course. And it cost me. It was my first heavy defeat. We played in a huge tournament, 2 great players. He has made his own path in his career, and I have made mine. Of course, would I play? Of course I would play, but as I told you before, and for any player, nothing comes for free. Nothing these days comes for free. You understand? First, let's discuss the financial aspect. Neither of us is trying to make a name for himself. We've both already done that. We played 10 years ago and people are still talking about that match, so you understand that we don't need to make a name for ourselves. If we want to fight, we need to get paid to come to an agreement and...
So the organizers need to look into that.
Yes, and to tell you the truth, Papa Dimitriou is a player I would play against regardless of the outcome, because I respect him a lot as a player. He's a player, he's a good player, he has a long history. And he's not some 20-year-old kid saying, I want to play against Kakoubavas. You have to play. What matters is what you've done. That's how I see my opponents.
All right, we've said that. I don't know if you want to say anything about our opponents.
No. Let's move on to Papa Dimitriou. The topic has been discussed a lot, all right?
Others have asked me too, but I'm doing it publicly. So let's move on now to a very important topic, which is about the development of kickboxing.
Yes.
How do you see it? Has it developed properly? Am I doing well, I mean?
Look, the image of kickboxing has really improved a lot in Greece. The image, the gyms, people are now turning to it. Everyone from all walks of life. Ages, audience from 5 years old up to 5 years old. I have an athlete, Mrs. Eleni. They train here.
Were you 5 people?
You were 5 people, all misunderstood. They thought that anyone who did kickboxing or boxing was into nightlife, bodyguards, criminals. That's not true, that's not true. It's just that the kids were stronger, tougher, and they lived it in their own way. Our field has evolved a lot. There are many seminars now, so everyone can get informed. There are coaching schools.
Do you train someone to become a coach?
No, only the federation can make someone a coach. You can't become a coach on your own.
So you can't have your own school for that?
No. I am a teacher from the coaching school, from the General Secretariat of Sports. That's where you become a coach. I don't know what all the other things are.
But you won't just let anyone in, you have to see them yourself too.
No one else can work except for me.
What I want to ask you is, if someone else wants to become a coach here at your school, shouldn't you see him? Does it really matter if he has a fan?
Look, a coach needs to have some experience. Shouldn't he have played some games, right? And I want to become a doctor, but just by watching a surgery on YouTube, I won't become a doctor or a surgeon. You'll mess up. It's exactly the same for us. You need to play matches, to have some experience, to have stepped into the ring, not just stepped in and out, but stepped in and actually fought. And then you go through the process of getting feedback from coaches, earning your belts, doing things the right way. Don't you see what's happening out there now? Everyone becomes a coach, kids watch a video on YouTube, and then go hold pads or do whatever each person does. Unfortunately, or fortunately for them, in Greece, whatever you claim to be, that's what you are. Isn't that right? And it's not just in our field, it's in any field.
But still, will they ever reach the level of someone who has succeeded?
Look, honestly, they won't reach that level, but they survive too. They survive too, it's not their fault.
Do you consider them scammers?
I can't judge anyone, he's a scammer. The only thing I can judge is that when a parent takes their child somewhere, they should know where they're taking them. Do you understand? When you trust a child to a coach, you need to know who the coach is, where you're leaving your child, where the other person has learned. It's very important. When I took my children to the swimming pool or to gymnastics, I knew that the coaches were actually coaches.
Meleti, now I want to ask you about injuries you had in your career in general.
Look, Costa, I don't think there's an athlete who competes at a high level and hasn't been injured. Unfortunately, high-level sports come with injuries. In my career, I've had many injuries, and you know why? Because it's my fault. I didn't do proper recovery. It plays a big role. An athlete must always do their recovery. They need their masseur, their physiotherapist, their ice therapies, their rollers, all their massages, all of that. I've had many injuries, I've had hits, I've had a broken cheekbone, I've been hit, I've slammed my bicep, I've cut, then I've thrown an open hook. Because I didn't do recovery. I didn't have flexibility in my hand, I cut the muscle, I have a torn triangular ligament from hits right here.
Who hurt you the most?
From pain? Hey man, now.
Or do you not feel it as it happens?
I can't understand the pain, I can't ask for it.
Can you cry right now?
I got scared to cry. When I saw my hand going up, the image scared me even more.
It also turns red.
It goes up, you know? It goes up or then goes back down.
Did you see both?
Yes, not me. When I tore my biceps, I saw it go up the first time, the second time after a few months. Yes, the upper part was washed out, which I didn't have surgery on, I just left it like that.
Didn't it ever cross your mind to stop all this?
Not anymore. When I got injured, I had already accepted that that's how it is, that's just how it is.
And there's no injury that can really keep you out unless it goes really bad.
Except if it's serious. With the head, it's good to be careful. We shouldn't take hits to the head if there's an injury for our health.
So, Meleti, I want to ask you now as a coach, you see kids coming here wanting to learn how to fight, let's put it that way. In general, what's the reason they come? What have you noticed?
Look, every age has a different reason for coming. When a young kid comes, a child from 5 to 10 or 12, it's their parent who brings them. A very big part of it is bullying. Children should have self-confidence, exercise, join a place, a group, a class, and interact with other athletes. The age of 13, 14, 15 is a bit more lively. They also care a bit about being cool, about fashion, about saying they do kickboxing, that they're strong, and later on, as they grow older, they want exercise even more.
Also, let me ask you, since you definitely understand character, when someone is much more intense and someone else lacks confidence. So what do you do in these two extreme cases? I mean, when the other person...
You handle each character differently. Of course, look, we also want lively kids.
Do you keep them that way or tone them down?
No, I let them be lively, but with principles. A child should be lively. I prefer children to be lively rather than not materialistic. I want the children to be more lively now. If a child has some fears, we support them, we help them.
You could say it's like a family.
Yes, all the children here are my children. I treat all children the same way I treat my son when he puts on gloves.
You can't say that I'll pay more attention to him?
No, look, the only sure thing is that among the kids, you'll definitely like one of them a bit more.
Because they want it more?
Not just for the competitive part, it's their way. There are some kids who are really likable. That's a different thing. That doesn't mean I'll show it to them. With adults, yes, I think adults are more difficult than kids.
If by adults you mean over 20 or 30.
Yes, adults are more difficult. They've already formed their character. Maybe the coach doesn't match with the athlete. Maybe the athlete doesn't match with the coach.
Have you ever turned away a client?
That kind of behavior is not appropriate here. He just didn't fit in here, that's all. Martial arts. We basically have to have discipline. We can't have 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 undisciplined people and one adult. You have a problem.
I mean, for example, with time.
No, it's more about behavior, mostly about behavior. How he will behave towards a fellow athlete.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So, is that the most important thing?
How he will behave towards his teammate, his coach, in the space. You have to consider all of that.
What could someone do to make you not want them?
Drink water, then throw it with the bottle open.
Would he really do that?
Yes. He can do things like drink water and throw the bottle during the match, speak disrespectfully, or hit his opponent even after being warned. This happens often. That he's a beginner, help him get through it, and then hit him, go against him, challenge him. Yes, that's inappropriate.
He makes him leave.
But of course, one of the two will leave. He will leave. For sure, the one who is unsuitable will leave. Or he will change departments. That's why we have beginners, mixed, teenage, and competitive sections.
Did you learn all this along the way, or did your coach teach you? Did you ask any coach how to handle all this?
No, from experience, of course, from experience. I watched many coaches and kept what suited me. It doesn't suit everyone, and based on that, I built my own approach.
Should we switch to another topic about parents?
Yes.
Sure, here we communicate. Parents who want their children to become champions, they logically put pressure on them. Yes, generally. What do you have to say about this part? Do parents who want their children to succeed put pressure on them?
Look, pressuring a child to become a champion is wrong. We've said this before. A parent has come to me and told me within the first week, I want my son to become better than you. Well, I want that too, and your son wants it as well. Let's start from there. I wish I could make a player who's 10 times better than me. The point is, he has to want it too, along with his parents. I'm good with the parents, I have my boundaries, they trust me with their children, and I thank them for that, and now I coach them. If a kid improves and becomes better, it's not thanks to me. I show everyone the same things. It's because they want it themselves, and I trust that a lot. Are there talented kids? Yes, talent exists. Work is work, but talent will win if I help you.
Do you also do personal training?
Yes, I do, yes.
Don't you do one-on-one sessions?
Yes, I do. I have several private lessons.
Do they progress more?
Yes, yes.
So, does it not relate to which class you'll be in compared to the others?
And of course, when you take on a beginner in a personal session, they will progress very quickly. A beginner who is in the class will train, yes, but in moments when your eyes aren't on him, he'll slack off. Yes.
So does the performance drop a bit?
Performance declines. That's the difference with personal memory. You always notice his mistakes.
So for someone to succeed, do they have to do personal?
Not necessarily personal is not for everyone, no. It's for complete beginners or for someone who is very advanced. I have athletes who are very advanced. You have to set goals for them, you have to be on top of them.
Or if someone has money, right?
Yes, that's another part. That's where it's about fitness, where someone wants to pay to work out. That's in general.
I want you to tell me, what does someone who wants to start need to do to come to your place? Let's say...
In any place. To get up from the couch, that's our problem, nothing else. To get up from the couch and come for training. As I told you, Costa, before, not tomorrow, not the day after, not next month. Today, wake up and go.
Because the days go by, you said.
The years go by, the years. Not just the days, the years go by. The more you let it pass, the more it goes. So if you really want, you get up and go, you sign up, and everything falls into place. After that, you just need to take the step.
Let me ask you another question now. Have you stopped competing?
I've put it aside, I haven't gotten it out of my mind. But unfortunately, I'm not training like a professional.
You're not training.
I train a lot, but I don't train like a professional. Training is a way of life.
But if they tell you that you're playing next month, are you ready to play?
I will be.
So you're more or less ready?
I will be.
Is your training just part of your routine now?
Training is now routine for me, and I enjoy pushing my limits too. I'm training here with some athletes.
So what difference does a professional have compared to what you're doing now?
Above all, he recovers. I might be here at the gym working for 10 hours, then go home, sleep for 10 minutes, and come back again.
Do you also drink alcohol?
And no, I don't like those things at all.
Not even cigarettes?
I don't like those things, and being an athlete wouldn't change that. I consider both alcohol and cigarettes to be pointless.
So, for a professional, does that mean he has to train 2 or 3 times a day?
3 times a day?
3 times a day to do well?
At times, 3 training sessions a day doesn't mean 3 intense workouts, or that your main workout should be intense. I believe your main workout should be intense. The kickboxing part, you do that, or if you have weights, a test at maximum strength. Combine this when meeting your coach or during the aerobic part. 3 times a day doesn't necessarily have to be intense. I repeat one of the 3 workouts, basic every day, every day. Yes, for a professional, even recovery and therapy, it will be an hour of easy running or some ergometer work. I believe that's how it is. We need to learn to have our body, to learn to listen to your body.
You also said, did you make a lot of mistakes?
A lot of mistakes.
Is that true? I mean, not listening to your body?
No, I don't listen to my body.
So you could be in pain and still go and get hurt?
Yes, yes, yes. My legs were hurting and I kept kicking. We think that we are. Don't you feel it? Yes, yes, all athletes have that. When you reach a high level, they push you harder, but that's when you get injured.
Did you have an injury?
Yes, I have a serious problem with the ligament in my ankle, so I've broken it 2 or 3 times.
Yes. Now I want you to tell me about your future plans in terms of sports, professionally.
I'll tell you about my professional plans and
Then I'll take you somewhere else.
let me share my future career plans. I want my school to be one of the best in Greece. I want my school to be one of the best in Greece. Not just as a place, but in terms of athletes. I want to have many athletes in the amateur field and also have some professionals who can compete at the professional level.
You're not leaving here to run the school in Athens?
No, no.
Where will there be more people?
I'm from Chalkida. I like it here. I like the climate. I like the people here.
Competitively, what if someone stays for the competition?
Yeah, okay, I'm kind of itching to play. Maybe to get into a boxing match. Let me see. I'll see. It's at the back of my mind. At the back of my mind. Not a career yet. Just to get into a match.
So let's go. Now that I asked you earlier about the different martial arts styles, I want you to tell me. In general, for an athlete who is considering it, what would you suggest? What advice would you give? Should they try all the martial arts to see them?
Look, let me tell you.
To become better, right?
Look. Choosing kickboxing and boxing doesn't mean they're best for me, just that they're the best. I really like contact. Contact, I mean real contact. I mean for the hits to be 100%. Because a lot of parents ask me, do you really get hit? Yes, we really do get hit. Adults, kids with their protective gear. Depending on the style you play, there's the ring, the tatami, there are many aspects. Kickboxing isn't just about working out. And like I said, it's for everyone. A 6-year-old kid can do it. A 7-year-old, an adult who's 50 years old can do it. It doesn't have to be professional. Just because it suits me a lot, that doesn't mean it's the right thing for everyone. You have to choose, you have to go and try it out. Greco-Roman. I like it very much. Judo, pankration, karate, taekwondo, kung fu. There are so many and you'll see which one you like, which one suits you. You should do a trial to see if it suits you and if you like the coach too. You might like boxing, but you could go to a coach who just doesn't click with you, right?
So now let's move on to a very important topic, which is family. Did you always want to have a family since you were young? Did you have it in your mind to find your partner and have a child? Is that how you saw it?
Yes, since I was young.
How did that happen? Was it because of your family?
Not necessarily, no.
Did your parents pass it on to you, let's say?
No, I don't think it was like that. In my mind, I was saying that I want many children, to grow up, to have many children.
Things have changed in society. We now focus more on careers. I don't know how everyone sees it, but that's how it was.
And then when we're done with those...
And you, let's say, you had your racing career, but you have a family here. Do you see others who don't have a family?
Look, man, my greatest title is my family. Even if I hadn't had a career, my greatest title is my family.
I see many people, and I've said this too. What's the point of trophies if you have no one to talk to?
Well, of course, that was my plan. To find a woman whom I consider to be good. To have children, because I love children.
Do you have a child now?
I have 2 children.
Are you thinking of having more?
If God sends me...
So your child is 11 now, I think?
No, my oldest is 8. My little one we're almost 6.
You want your children to get involved in sports, of course, but do you want them to go into it competitively?
Of course with sports, not necessarily with kickboxing, but of course with sports. I want them to love exercise. I will never pressure them to compete professionally. If it happens, that's great. If it doesn't, it's no problem at all. As I said before, I tell my son that it's better to become a car mechanic and my daughter to become a veterinarian because that's what she likes.
That's because we see many parents, as we mentioned before.
These are parents' unfulfilled desires. No, I don't have any. I treat my son in the class just like I treat all the other children, nothing more and nothing less. And in here, when my kids wear gloves because they're training, they don't call me dad. For them, I'm the teacher.
We said it. With future plans, is there anything else you want to add?
Look at the future plans.
Why don't you organize someone yourself or get involved in these things?
No, it's still too early.
For example, you'd make a Kakoubavas.
There will definitely be an event, but it's still too early. Because I want my athletes to be in the A category, all of them, so they can compete with A category athletes from abroad. I don't want to just make someone.
How many athletes do you have now?
I have many athletes, a lot. But the ones who actually compete in events are about 5, more or less, who participate in events. These are tougher matches, but as I told you before, in Greece and abroad, usually only 1, maybe 2 at most, compete. Abroad is different from Greece.
Now I want you to tell me, I just thought of a really strong question. In which match was there the most blood?
For me,
In general?
in my own match? Yes, in a match where I was playing against a Dutchman, Jordan Piqueur, who has had a huge career in Japan. In the K1, which was actually the reason they brought me to Japan because I won. The one who, in the first 40 seconds, in the first minute, takes a knee to the nose and gets bruised under the eye. He broke it completely.
Was there blood coming out?
There was a lot of blood coming out, but the doctor was a pro. He put it back in place and did his magic. Over there, Bakevtsis. And I kept playing, but I was playing with a lot of blood. I believe if it was a tournament abroad, they would have stopped it. But just because it was in Greece and Meletis was playing, they let it go and it continued. Because the game should have been stopped.
You fall down, right?
Not to fall. I went to the doctor many times. I shouldn't have. There was a lot of blood, but I won.
Does he also look like Boyka?
Yes, many people have told me that. The only difference is that I really fight. Boyka is an actor.
So let's go to the last message and then we'll do the questions.
Go ahead. Tell me yes.
A message you want to give to the world. I don't know if you want to give it to athletes, to ordinary people, to whoever you want.
I'll talk more about ordinary people. A message. Because our times have changed a bit. It would be good for ordinary people not to be too comfortable. To try a little harder in whatever has to do with that. Whether it's with sports, in their life, or in their job. I see that young people are a bit more comfortable. They don't chase after things. Progress. I ask young people what their goal is, and the answer I get is disappointing.
Why do you think that happened?
I don't know. Our society made us this way.
I guess fathers used to be tougher.
Old ones, new ones, everyone's. We've all gotten a lot softer as a whole.
And doctors have even said that there used to be more people with 4.
With what we eat and what we see, our role models are wrong. I think Tuliatos has said that, hasn't he? That doctor, you know, the tests they did.
He says you should take it.
Now, I don't know why this has happened or if that's their goal.
For all of us to be?
Yes, softer. That's what I have to say to the youth. Don't be like that. They should be a bit tougher, always in a good way.
But do you think maybe they've had an easier life and that's affected them?
Of course, look, but still, even if you live more easily, don't get too comfortable.
So you mean they dislike difficulty?
Who doesn't like that?
Not wanting difficulty.
You have to learn to survive both in easy and hard times. Young people nowadays are only interested in what's easy. All of us young people look for the easy way. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to tell you or what message I want to get across. I'm saying it very simply that people need to be a bit tougher. to work a bit more, to study a bit more. Study. Young people have few responsibilities. Try to study, get into a university, do something with your life. We won't have our mother and father forever, neither you nor I, and I only have a mother.
Did you also lose your father early?
I lost my father when I was 20 years old.
How was it for you to go through that?
I was 20, that's how it was.
But you had him, he was your father, right?
He's my father, but it's okay, I'm a man. I did his funeral, and we keep living with this.
But did you have a motive to make him proud?
Look, the part about my father is a big chapter. Yes, I had a motive to make him proud. Overall, my father was strict in a positive way. He was from those countries of hers.
Yeah, wasn't he an athlete?
No, he was very studious. In Georgia, he works at a ministry. Yeah, he was very studious. He was strict and absolute, a man who has lived through war and has seen everything. All right?
Did he like that you got involved with kickboxing?
I think basically, look, until I was 20, I had done things, but I had competed in many matches. I think that basically he liked it, even though he had never been to any of my matches, nor to any of my training sessions.
Why?
I don't know.
Didn't he want to see you?
He never showed up to my games or practices. My father, since he said you chose this, it's necessary to do it right. I remember a scene with my father who, when he won a world championship from WACO, I was young, a preteen, and I had won a big medal. I was happy when he told me to sit down and he put on the television for me to watch the Paralympic Games with disabled athletes. He told me, these are athletes, he said. Not you, do you understand? He said, they are doing something. You, since you chose it, you have to do it. The hard thing is to run with one leg or to swim without an arm, with just one arm. When we see these things, these are real athletes, aren't they? We chose this, so we'll do it right and push it to the limit to see what happens.
So, since you were young and with your father, did you have this mentality to always be at the edge?
At the edge, yes, since I chose it. No, being average is just that, average.
Yes, that's it.
In everything it's one, being average is just that, average. No. I told you from the beginning that being a champion is different from just being an athlete. Since I wanted to be a champion, I would push it to the limits. As far as it goes, wherever it leads, maybe it won't work or maybe it'll be even better.
But why did you also say that you had a break?
I had a break, yes.
But how did that happen while you had all this on your mind?
It was for personal reasons. It was personal reasons and family and personal problems. Yes.
That were taking you off your goal?
Yes.
And how did you manage to change that?
There were financial problems, there were many problems. Well, what can I say? I found a way. Well, find a way.
So, very nice message. Study, shall we move on to the second part now?
Second part. Oh man.
Ammonia salts.
What is this?
Basically, I have questions from the audience, and if you don't want to answer any of them...
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I have 5 pages.
5 pages. Can't we eat them all? And what if I don't answer them all? Will I have to drink all of this?
All right, we'll see then. Let's go. So, is the strength he has natural, or has he done something specific to increase it? Is it natural?
If I worked on it, what does he mean? Steroids or something?
He's asking if it's natural, or if you've increased it with something else, like if you've worked on it with something specific?
Both, because I'm naturally strong, but also a lot of weightlifting.
Very hard work.
A lot of supplements, weightlifting, exercises that increase strength. Yes, you understand, you reach a point where everyone is strong. If you go to play, everyone is strong, so you try to develop that too. Supplements, diets, there are many things, but I think it's also a bit innate to hit hard, because I used to give a lot. Knockouts since I was young.
Let me ask you, did you score knockouts here?
No.
And here?
Costas, I was hitting on the head, and wherever it landed,
Anywhere.
the ideal was the jaw. But when the head was inside, I would hit anywhere in front, even on the helmet. I would hit, some would fall.
Have you seen how strength is measured?
Yeah, look, I've done this test. There's a guy in Greece who has it. I don't know if anyone else has brought it. Hados has a test where you hit a target. It's a target that is...
Aren't those the ones we have at the fair?
No, we're talking about thousands of euros now. It's a target that also measures your speed. Because he put a transmitter here, I don't know, a sensor, and you would hit the target and it would show how hard you hit. He told me that I hit hard.
Ah, he didn't mention what they usually say. Didn't he say that Tyson is a certain amount?
Look, I don't know what unit you measured. No, I don't know what unit I measured, but he told me that I hit hard.
I'm going to the next one.
Do you remember how much? 120,000 it showed me? But I don't remember.
With 120,000, the other guy's knocked out. That means you're out, let's say...
You can go down even with 40,000 or with 50,000 with a hit you don't see coming, but that one felt really heavy. I was turning my body.
Well, here you were saying about the other guy. You hit him in the rib and broke it.
Okay, that just happened with 10,000. It was raw.
All right, I'm going to the next one. Nikos Garifalidis.
Nikos Garifalidis.
No questions. Meletis is an excellent person. He's pure strength. My regards.
I love him very much.
Tell him to compete again. Does he have any good offers from any organization?
Yes, I have offers from organizations, but as I said before, nothing comes for free. Yes, I will compete. There are organizations in Greece that are strong. I've received good offers. I think we'll come to an agreement. Yes, our friend will see us again.
Another person is asking, for how much money would you do a third match with Florian and with Papadimitriou?
Look, for as much money as they ask for too, isn't that the right thing to do? One can't get 30 and the other get 5. I think you covered that part. The amounts should be mutual.
What is the most difficult moment you've experienced as a coach? Yes.
What's the toughest moment I've faced as a coach?
I think you're worried a child could get hurt.
Well, the first thing I ask, no question about it, is about my athlete's health, to make sure they're not in pain anywhere.
And then, can you talk about the agreement you sign?
All right, everyone signs that. To play, whatever happens in the ring, you're responsible. Abroad, things are a bit more organized. They test you and do a magnetic resonance imaging on your head to prepare you to play well.
Here, things are a bit more unorganized, huh?
No, don't say that. They just don't cover much financially, so you have to pay out of pocket. It's not unorganized. We've evolved even in the organizations, and the show is nice. Mina, I like what I see in Greece then. The toughest moments for my athlete. When I see my athlete in training, 100% I'll tell you about the competitive part and in the match. 5, 10. I can't...
Do your legs give out?
No, not from anxiety. Maybe it's from anxiety. We just can't. I think I'm not that upset for myself. That's what I want to say. It's unfair. You're being treated unfairly, my friend.
And how does he build that? How can he?
He has to find it within himself. He has to find it. He has to sit down and talk to himself. Do you want it or not? You can. That's the only sure thing. That's what we've seen. If you want, play. If you don't want, don't play. And every loss that a coach has cost, every loss that an athlete has, it costs the coach if he loves what he does.
Also, one more question. During the match, when you're behind, I mean as a coach, what do you do when the athlete comes to you during the break? I mean, when you're in the ring and it's the short break before the next round, what do you tell him? What do you have to say?
Look, apart from the technical part, the instructions we give, I try to boost him psychologically.
Don't you tell him where to hit?
We mention it even during the match that they might be playing up top. I keep talking to my athlete constantly. Well, in the corner, I'll say it a bit more intensely and I try to boost it, the psychology, or to understand how he feels, for him to talk to me a bit so I can understand how he feels. That's what we're trying to improve the most.
Have you ever seen, for example, one of your athletes about to collapse and manage to catch him in time?
Yes, I have seen that.
So you really have to watch the match closely. It's not like you're relaxed at that moment as a coach, right?
You can't be relaxed. It's impossible. It's like you're playing. It's exactly the same as playing.
Is it the same anxiety then?
It's the same anxiety, and I'll stay there in that same anxiety. Yes, yes.
So let's go here, it says. How is your relationship with Mr. Zampidis?
I have no relationship with Zampidis. I've trained with him several times. We don't have any relationship. It was only on the athletic side. I admire him infinitely for what he has achieved. Undoubtedly, he's the most successful Greek kickboxer. Yes, no one can say otherwise. Other than that, I have no relationships. As for Mihalis, I don't feel worthy to comment on him. But the only thing I can say is that he has a very good image for an athlete. He has a very good image to fill up the gyms. Because when you see Zampidis and a mother comes and sees Zampidis, she will let her child go to kickboxing. Do you agree? But when she sees a man from the mountains, someone who is wild and doesn't know how to speak, maybe a mother would think twice. That's what I have to say about Zampidis. Other than that, I can't judge. The last name says it all.
Here it says, teacher, has any incident happened to you on the road? Only onomachi.
I don't know if it hasn't happened to anyone on the road.
So are you going to answer?
The question is, if something happened on the road, something did happen. He's not asking what.
You can't comment on any incident, for example.
I'm telling you again, I don't believe there's a person who hasn't had something happen to them on the road, except for someone who never leaves their house. Something has happened to everyone, how I handled it, okay?
But you don't provoke, do you?
No, what would I provoke?
The person who might provoke you doesn't know you.
Yes.
And when he finds out, it's too late.
When he finds out, okay.
That's not when you see.
I don't think many will count on you. Look, when you see me puffed up, why are you scared?
Because of the size?
Why does the soul choose a body? What does Chesisai mean?
The image is a little different.
Its size scares you, so its size scares you, not whether it has a soul. No, I can't say that I'm afraid of someone who is a bodybuilder.
You don't care about the size?
Well, I don't care about the size. Just because someone is really muscular doesn't mean he's crazy. You might see a guy who weighs 60 kilos and he's actually crazy. And you never know. Nowadays, you don't know what anyone might be carrying out there. It's better to avoid it in the best way possible, to avoid fights, because a single moment can stay with you for a lifetime. After that,
Let's talk about another issue. For example, they say that they show a lot of people pretending to threaten you with a knife.
yes.
That, stops then, I believe, no matter how much martial arts you know. You know what I mean?
What do you mean to be threatened with a knife? You will take a few steps back to grab an object so you can throw it, or if you don't have anything, so you can leave, escape, or run. You should never risk hitting the knife no matter what happens or where it touches you. It will cause you serious harm.
Do you also have other classes here? Haven't you covered this topic yet?
No, I know. Box, kickbox, let's not mix them up. I see a lot of people. I'll say people, I don't know if they're coaches or trainers who teach box, kickbox. I won't mention any other names. Other martial arts, altogether. When did you learn all that? I don't know. Nowadays, some people who do boxing, then they do some tricks with weapons. I don't know those things either. I don't teach them. I don't know about them. And the training conditions are different from the conditions on the street. So I've stuck to what I know.
That's settled.
Now, if I come across someone who actually knows how to teach, I won't hesitate to let him work on this, if someone is a samurai.
All right, I'm going. How did you feel after your first defeat?
I was young when I had my first defeat. Okay, look, let me tell you, even though I lost, I really enjoyed it. I saw the positive side that I got in and played. I lost, and then I lost again. In general, defeat doesn't scare me. It doesn't scare me.
It's impossible not to lose sometimes.
It's impossible not to lose. It's impossible. I know, and I say this consciously, that out of 10 people when I'm playing a match, 5 want me to win and 5 want me to lose. That's how it is. I'll be doing someone a favor. That's just how it is.
Here?
Do you completely agree?
Here it says, would you play a third match with Patey?
Yes, look, let me tell you, we're 1-1, we're 1-1. Me, the first time I knocked him out, the second time I lost on points. I wonder how I lost. I wonder why I lost the decision. A third match has been scheduled here in Athens at Spartans. We signed, he got an advance, a big advance, and it was cancelled because it was the first year of the coronavirus. In Greece, I didn't need to get an advance. I would get paid anyway, at the weigh-in anyway. In the following years, when we tried to get him to do the match, he couldn't quite agree with the organizers. He wasn't satisfied with the amount, even though he had already taken the advance. In the end, the matter was closed. We never played. He has had a very big career in Japan as well. He has become one of the big names. He holds the belt. He fights in Bulgaria. He has won the Asensi. He's very good. I think he's 1 or 2 years younger than me, and he's at a very high level. He has reached a very high level. And I don't think this fight will ever happen now because it would require a lot of money, and he deserves it. Thank you. Yes, Samuel Pepe.
Which was your toughest fight?
Very tough fights.
I'm turning the page. Also, what you mentioned earlier applies here. How has CrossFit improved your muscular endurance and aerobic kickboxing?
Yes, yes. Look, CrossFit is misunderstood by some people. I don't know if you've heard about it, man, but it's amazing. I like CrossFit because it pushes me to my limits. I feel the lactic acid all over my body, just like we feel it during our matches, and it combines so many different exercises. Of course, I don't do CrossFit competitively to reach the limits where some people are lifting 150 kilos and more, but those who do are real athletes. I like it and I admire them. It has helped me a lot. They do everything. I mean, they're good at everything. You see a person who weighs 90 or 100 kilos and runs the 5-kilometer race in under, yes. They're multi-athletes. CrossFit convinced me. I work out constantly and have an excellent trainer. It also depends on where you train. My trainer is very hands-on and always has me doing CrossFit.
Should I say a name? Could it be him?
Who? No, he's a weightlifter. I've held seminars with Mr. Lidis and done weightlifting.
Should I take him on?
Yes, he's amazing. I've done weightlifting seminars. I did the seminar purely to learn. My own coach taught me. The trainer is Sotiris. I work there.
Are these exercises necessary for kickboxing?
The clean and the snatch, yes, these are the only ones. Maximum speed is for someone to become fast. He has to build strength, you understand. He has to lift weights, then speed will come as long as he develops his strength. CrossFit does that.
I've seen something else too. I don't know if you want to mention it. Some new machines have come out or something where you throw with cables.
The Vertimax is very good too. That's also resistance training, but it's very expensive. That became well known mostly from the NBA. If I'm not mistaken, they used to wear it and do high jumps.
Do you have it too? Do you want to bring that kind of equipment?
He's giving me ideas now. It's amazing. I've worked on this a lot. In Athens, my coach has it.
20,000?
I don't think he has 20, but I don't think he has 10 either. Somewhere in between.
That's because you can be natural?
He does the movements that we really need to strengthen.
Isn't it like on the pulley, right?
No.
I've seen someone use it at the gym. I don't know if those things help.
You mean hitting, like hitting the pulley?
Does that work?
Of course it works. It's the natural motion of the hit. With resistance in kilos.
With the dumbbells?
Of course, shadow boxing, sparring, with resistance bands, all these help. They help with anything related to kickboxing and boxing. Movements with resistance or with bands help.
With a few kilos.
With a few kilos.
You have to really endure what you said before, like CrossFit with lactic acid.
To be resilient in training.
Because you're pumped during the competition. I mean, everything is certain. Here, he says, what is his opinion about women's participation in kickboxing?
About women's participation in kickboxing, in the competitive part, right?
Now, I don't know how he means it.
No, it's not just for men. Look, in Greece, we have very good female athletes. We have reached the biggest stages in the world. Some women in Greece, because I don't think it's nice. In my job, I have a lot of women who train with me. Now, I don't know if she's referring to the competitive aspect. Anyway, the self-defense part is essential for all women, and while some choose it for exercise, for self-defense it's necessary to train. Now, if someone chooses to compete or just to exercise, that's up to each person.
What is your opinion about fixed matches?
In Greece.
That's how he has it now, he doesn't say.
Look, the friend? Alright, the friend. He probably means about the races that are made in Greece. Unfortunately, all the coaches, all the athletes, all the managers want to be undefeated. Do you understand? It's something we mentioned earlier. It's about who you're playing against. You're 10-0. Who did you play? Do you understand?
It's about the opponent you mentioned, not your win count.
Of course, it's the opponent. At events, people ask me who I've played against. Do you understand?
And you mention the names.
And they mention the names and they mention the names. Yes, now there are indeed some fixed matches that are easier.
Do you have to go through Greece?
Do you want me to tell you names? I've played with Greece. I've played with the best Greeks once, twice, 3 times with the best Greeks, and I've lost. Truly the best Greeks. And I never claimed to be undefeated or unbeatable, while now you see some people who play 3 matches and say, I'm undefeated. Who have you played against? I consider that a rigged game. If you're a good 70-kilo fighter, you should fight against good 70-kilo fighters. If you're a good 65-kilo fighter, you should fight with good 65-kilo fighters, not just pick one. I don't know where this comes from now, a place that doesn't even know what kickboxing means, just to win, just to record a victory. There are fixed matches.
Do you still compete in matches or do you only train now? Much love from Avlida.
I myself send my love to Avlida. I only do training. It's been 2 years since I fought, but whenever one of my athletes enters the ring, it feels like I'm fighting too, just without the diet and preparation.
Meletis didn't give up then. I remember during the fight with Yannis Papadimitrios Sapodramolis.
Yes.
You never gave up.
You know what he means because he knows the guy now. Probably in the second round he broke my cheekbone and I went into fight in the 3rd round and got knocked out in the 3rd round. You understand? We just didn't stop in the 2nd round. We went in and fought and the other guy deservedly won.
Here is what we mentioned about the toughness of the athletes. We said that they become a bit softer. Look at Salah's skill.
Salas, the first one, the coach dog, is the one who used to call all of us dogs. Awesome.
Because in the end he was cancelled by Florian. I think he would have knocked him out.
Everyone says their own thing. Like I said before, everyone has their price. They ask for the money they ask for.
That's the financial part?
It's the financial estimate. Everyone values themselves as much as they want. And that's how it is, man.
What does he think of young athletes and Greece's kickboxing level?
You can count them on one hand.
But it wasn't always like that.
Not a decade ago, there were so many. Now, only a few stand out, those who play real matches, who have marked real matches, real ones who go abroad to compete. I can even mention them by name. I don't want to wrong anyone. I'll just say the ones that come quickly to my mind. Tsotsos, Sumpakas, Karapiperi, Stoforidis is one of the old ones. They are athletes who go abroad and play against the corresponding Tsotsos, Karapiperi, Sumpakas, their counterparts. They would never look at anyone else. It should be more accessible. I don't want to judge anyone else. I don't remember. Now, there are also other young people, let's say girls that I mentioned to you earlier. Prifti, Tsolakidu are now elite in my eyes, and there are other young people as well. I don't want to be unfair. As I said before, I don't remember surnames. Kakalidis, did you see? Because for Kakalidis, they will say that he has little professional experience, but he is only 18 years old. He has won the World Championship several times. He has played with men. Yes, that's the image of kickboxing in Greece, and mostly at the amateur level. I don't actually know the kids, but I noticed distinctions in WAKO, and they're not random. Your brother Kagalidis is still there, along with the younger one, who's about 15 or 16. Good.
How is he so explosive and strong in the ring?
Thank you. It's a result of training and work, and I think it also starts from here, from wanting to hit.
Is he taking steroids? Is that the question?
Is that whenever they see someone who's fit, they ask, are you taking steroids? No? Look, I'll be honest. I've taken banned substances, but I don't classify them as steroids. When they talk about steroid use and all that, I've taken energy boosters and similar things that were banned. I haven't done those treatments they call steroids. Besides, I have proof. I've taken most of the anti-doping tests abroad, and in America I passed tests, and in Russia and in Japan as well.
So what is a test?
Urine. Before we play, yes.
To see what you have?
From then on, everyone will say whatever they want. Just because we see someone fit, only I know how many times I sit in here. And something else. From when I was 18 until now at 36, I have the same body. There would be a curve, but there isn't one.
Meletis has traveled to many countries. How do other athletes differ from Greeks?
Look, let me tell you. Greek athletes complain a lot. They complain a lot. And they include me in that too. Abroad, they work. They train much more abroad. If you fail, you might not get a second chance. In Greece, like I said, there are only 10 people overall, but abroad, each school has 10. The hardest worker, the one who truly deserves it, will play. They are tougher, so I rate them higher when it comes to toughness. Like something else to envy in terms of character. Well done, you used the right word. They have built their character better.
Do they profit from it? Maybe that's why they see it differently.
Who makes money? Only the elite. Look at their backs, look behind them, and you'll see them making money. Alazov didn't get there by accident. We didn't just pick Alazov, a random name from the best player in the world, and say, we'll pay you. He has proven that he is the best. Do you understand? You, Costa, can't ask me for money. That's the difference over there. They prove it with more action, not words. Yes, yes.
Then he said CrossFit helps him. As a kickboxer, you said?
Yes.
Is he the only Greek who has beaten Florian?
No, I don't know who it is, but I don't remember. I think not.
When will we see him in the ring again?
The date I know is November 9th at LFC. In the ring. He didn't say that I would be fighting when they will see me again in November at LFC. I really want to, and I'll announce it once I recover from my injuries.
Do you have injuries?
Right now I have a few issues.
Who does he consider the strongest Greek?
Look, the categories don't matter.
Because the other guy might be even tougher.
Yeah. I'll tell you one that I know for sure. For me, Didn't he ask the strongest one? I think I am. I can't lift heavy weights like 85, 90, or 100 kilos anymore. I'll tell you, I'm 70.
I want you to tell me now, right? I wonder, what if he got in the ring with them?
With whom?
Every weight. Would you be afraid?
What do you mean? If I were afraid, I couldn't do anything with them. With someone at my level in the heavyweight division, he can knock me out whenever he wants. At any moment, he can take me down.
So does weight matter?
Here, even a kilo or two matters. So 20 or 30 kilos definitely do.
So if you know kickboxing and you're heavier, you're a beast?
No one can stand against him. You have to be careful if you want to go up against someone like that. It's not possible. I can't imagine myself fighting a match against a heavyweight professional. That's just not possible. You can't block, you can't absorb your hits, you can't absorb his hits. Now, just thinking about athletes who are abroad, for example, and fight Rico, it seems funny to me. It's funny they're beasts.
For her, we can also say that maybe they use more drugs.
Look, let me tell you now, because in GLORY, they also do doping tests. I don't know what's going on, I don't know exactly what's going on, but for sure they're building up.
Were you always thinner, or did you also have more weight?
No, I used to fight at 60, 65 since I was young.
You never reached 80 or 90 kilos?
When I had injured my bicep, I was in a cast and couldn't do anything. I gained a lot of weight. Yes, I got fat, but it went away quickly. Those are the dirty, as we say, the dirty kilos.
So lucky.
Of course I eat it.
So what's your opinion about TikTok and YouTube coaches?
The same as yours. Well, unfortunately, nowadays, behind the screen, we're all the best. The place is full of coaches in our field: boxing, kickboxing, life coaching, nutrition. The world is full of experts. I think you all see it, don't you? I can't. I told you that I won't judge the one who does it, but the one who watches him, meaning the one who watches him and gets involved with someone. That he told me to eat that, or to do 3 somersaults before going to bed, or to do.
And all that.
They have all happened now. In Greece, where we live, whatever you claim to be, you are. That's how it is. Whatever you claim to be in Greece, whatever photo you take, you sell it like gold.
How do we build a perfect heuristic build?
Practice, practice, practice.
Moving on next, Elsa here says, what are your beliefs?
Look, where I have reached in my athletic and coaching career and with my family and my children is thanks to God. I believe in Christ. I'm absolute about that. I always feel that He is by my side and that He has helped me in my life. That's it.
Did he get it from his family or his origin, as we said?
What could my family have passed on to me? No, it's my own, not a decision. How can I put it? It's purely mine. That's how I feel. It's my own feeling. It wasn't passed down from my family or because I come from a certain family. My parents were Orthodox Christians. That's as far as it went. They didn't push me any further. All the rest of my beliefs are my own.
So here it says, what do you not see in the young athletes that your generation had? What do they lack? Those who have longevity, ethos, and humility, what is that due to? All of it together? Now,
What do they lack? It's what we mentioned before. Of course, there are athletes who try, who chase it, because even in our time, there were useless ones too. It's just more people stood out now in our generation, not only in the field of sports. They don't have motivation.
let me ask you something else too. Many of us see that now with social media, more people might not be training as much.
Yes, that's it. I think that the internet, instead of being used as a tool, has destroyed personalities.
You might see someone now who isn't that good, but they stand out in...
As I said, you are what you sell. Unfortunately, the internet has become a big part of our lives. All these socials, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. An athlete spends more time on those things than on becoming a champion. It's about what you sell, not what you'll do.
So that's what studying is. We're done with the questions. I don't have any more.
It was a real pleasure.
It's an honor, really, and you didn't even smell either.
We'll give it a try.
Yeah, shake it a bit so it's stronger. Don't you ever feel anything?
No, not all the way to 100.
Just smelled really strong. Okay, you're fine.
Harsh? Harsh.
You think this will help you now if you go in? Yeah, you kind of feel the tension and it's like the urge to throw a punch goes away.
Good. Will you bring me one? I've already given. Oh, wow. I'm fine, really, just a bit nauseous.
You really got it, huh? Yeah, so that's it. Thank you all for staying until the end. Do you want to say something? Study?
Thank you all. Thank you too.
Do you want to say the address here where they can?
Sala -3, Chalkida. The place is new. Come train with us.
Whoever wants this, I mean to come.
Whoever wants it and whoever doesn't.
Yes.
But generally, when you want to do something, don't overthink it. Just do it as long as it's the right thing.
Thank you all for staying until the end to finish the video. Goodbye.